everyone, and welcome to our press conference for the championship round of the 2018 Wiley X Summit Cup. Today's champion, Skeet Reese. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's your first one. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. It's this right here will be here for a while. So to be able to finally win a major league fishing event it's something I wanted to do for the last 5 years. I've felt I've never performed at my best of my abilities at one of these events until this week. So to be able to make good decisions and to come out on top, it's pretty rewarding. So, and I got a sweet trophy.
Congratulations, Skeet.
Thank you.
You had a great day today. What were your primary baits, and did you use the same ones all day?
Yeah, on sudden death round, I got onto a bite in the second period that really changed the outcome. I mean, I was able to move on, get checked out into the second period, and make it to the championship round. It was just a fish in a green pumpkin bladed jig, vibrating jig, and the type of water I fished in sudden death was a little bit different. It was just a big giant grass flat with a few holes and deeper holes in it. Today, I wound up fishing that exact same bait pretty much all day. I think I caught one 3.5 pounder on a Lucky Craft jerk bait the end of the day, but every other fish came on that bladed bait. In the morning, the fish were up shallow on rocks, feeding, I think, on crawfish. So it was being green pumpkin. I don't know if they think it's a crawdad swimming through the water or a bluegill. Either one. I just know they were eating it really good. So, but I pretty much fished one rod until the last 10 minutes of the day. So, yeah, I feel it.
Skeet, the cloud cover and the wind seemed to change throughout the day. Did that make a difference in the way you assessed the positioning of the fish and how you tried to present the bait to them as the day wore on?
Well, the cloud cover and the wind definitely, I think, helped the bite. Anytime you got wind on these lakes, it creates current, and current will position fish. It gets them a lot more active. The little bit of overcast that we had, I think, lets the fish feel like they can move around more and not have to lock in. The sun's not beating on them, and so they're more likely to roam around more. As far as how I positioned, not really. I was just trying to fish the grass more than anything. So I'd make one pass, I was going downwind. The next pass, I was going upwind. It was just a matter of basically finding a needle in a haystack in the grass flat more than anything. But you could see the grass from the wind. The grass was leaning over somewhat with the wind direction. So the current, you could see it pushing and laying the grass over. So I guess theoretically, I was fishing parallel with the current most of the time, whether it was up or down current.
You mentioned not only are you excited that you finally won, and performed well at a major league fishing event, but also for our points ranking system. You missed the cut last year for the World Championship, but your performance today and hopefully at our next event will definitely get you up there in the points. So talk about that.
That's a huge thing for me to be able to try and qualify for the World Championship event. With General Tire being the title sponsor and them being the title sponsor of myself, I want to be there to represent them as well as the rest of the brands. But not being in that event it made me cringe last year. So I wanted to make sure that I can put myself somehow back in position to be able to fish in that World Championship and have that many people around the world watching that event. Yeah, I want to be part of that. I don't like being left on the sidelines.
Skeet, you talked a little bit about how the cloud cover had changed and maybe changed your approach today. It's been varying weather conditions all week. It's been raining on some days when you've had to be out there. It's been overcast on some days. It's been bright and sunny some days. How does that change your approach, or what kind of baits you bring to the table or you bring out with you to the boatyard, not knowing what could happen with the weather?
Weather is always a major factor in fishing. I went into this tournament not knowing what we were fishing for, whether it's largemouth or smallmouth. I think I had 27 rods rigged, and no telling how many pounds of tackle I had, just to be able to go in the boat. So I guess for me the key was I just tried to stay open-minded and be able to fish whatever I needed to fish to get a bite. At first, I think the first round was where I was probably most stubborn starting out. I wanted them to eat a reaction bait, whether it's a spinner bait or a swim bait or a jerk bait, and they weren't eating it. And I finally just like, and I picked up a drop shot and boom, 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 boom. I was like, so. And once I did that, I forced myself to change up, and once, then I started getting some bites, and you gain confidence in doing something different. And then I took day one info into sudden death, and thinking the drop shot was going to be the deal. And I think I caught 3 fish in the first period on it, but I realized I was getting my tail kicked by guys fishing for largemouth, so I completely changed tactics and areas, and I wound up getting on a really good bite for catching actually smallmouth. I thought I was fishing for largemouth, but they wound up being smallmouth there.
This is a very stacked and interesting mix of anglers competing today. What were your thoughts on your competitors?
What's my thought on my competitors I fished against today? It's a tough crowd. I mean, I don't care what group you're in. Every one of these guys here is a hammer. There's no B team here. This is the best of the best. So I think it was fun for me to be able to go against KVD on day one, be able to get past him, just especially in his home state, his home waters on smallmouth fishery. I don't know if I've ever beat him like that before, so that was rewarding. But then, I mean, today fishing against Aaron, Iconelli, Wheeler, Takahiro, Bobby Lane. I mean, there's none of these guys suck. So, but it just goes to it's just when it's your time, and the fishing just fit my style this week. So it was nice for a change to be on the other side of the fence.
Skeet, what were your thoughts as you did the Mercury drive-through, the pre-round drive-through, looked at your map, considered the lake? What were you thinking about how you were going to approach this lake?
So going into the finals today, I did a lap around the entire lake. My number one goal was trying to find grass. I felt like if I could find a grass, any type of grass or growing on these flats, then that would be a place for these smallmouth to be. And so I came out of the ramp, takeoff's morning, I turned right and did an entire lap around the lake, and the only place I found any grass was where I caught the majority of my fish today, and it was a 200-yard stretch of grass, and a little drop off, kind of like a pond, really. It was a little deep hole, and it had a grass line around it. But as I was driving, I came off, and I could see in the Lawrence, I saw grass, so I just boom, boom, hit a waypoint, and I wound up going back to that in the second period and catching a lot of fish there. I wound up finding some other grass later in period 3, but it was that drive-through. I ran in and out of all the bays and pockets. I don't think I stopped to graph anything, but I did an entire lap around the whole lake, trying to find grass. I found one spot.
Does this win today give you confidence going into your bass event next week?
I sure hope so. I don't know what fishing will be like at Lake St. Clair, but I'm kind of in the same position there where I needed points here to put me in championship position for the World Championship. I'm needing points there to have a shot at trying to qualify for the Bassmaster Classic as well. So I'm a bubble boy, so I know I got to go out and catch them this week. But it's nice to know that my thought process for catching smallmouth worked this week. So I'm hoping to take that over next week.
Skeet, one last question. You're the champion. You get to celebrate. What are you going to do tonight to celebrate your first ever Major League Fishing Cup win?
Well, probably be driving for the next 4 hours. So, that's my intention. I don't. Right now, I have no idea.
Jamming out to the radio?
Maybe you can treat
No,
yourself to an
actually,
ice cream
most
cone
of the
or
time,
something.
90% of the time when I drive, I don't have a radio on.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time today. Congratulations
Thank
on the
you.
2018 Wiley X Summit Cup win.